My name is Rory Houlihan. I ran for U.S. Senate last spring, 2016, to stop the ticking time bombs so I could put our economy on track for a bright new day instead of all things ending. Well, I lost the election and am not running, yet. But the ticking time bombs are still here. If not more so, let me educate you on the ticking time bombs and give you the rest of the story. Part 1N/K. Continuation of Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus Lamar, a most unlikely liberal. Let me take a moment to pray for those in Texas. Would you join me? Let's help as we have helped before. That is what makes America great. Our charitable hearts. Let us show them. From the radar and the satellite IR images, what happened in the outer rings of Harvey may have been man-made. A possible nearby methane cloud may have been sucked into the outer rain bands of Harvey to cause increased rainfall over the Houston and Texas in general. Methane can supercharge could have caused a 20 to 30 inch rain event to become a 50 to 60 inch rain event very easily. The new GOES satellite uh, function that would have seen this has been turned off by the Trump administration, so proof positive is not available. But this is again proof that conservative policies will negatively affect the southern part of our country. My other concern is the Trump campaign and administration. Cross your fingers behind your back. You can have your cake and eat it too. This way and that way. Let me. What is a this way and that way con job? Okay, you ask? Ah, a twit and twat con job goes like this. I can cut your taxes. I can cut taxes for the very wealthy and create more jobs, which will defund government. Twit, and I will spend more money on the military. Twat. Remember, to cut taxes is to fund government investments. So we have, I'm going to defund our government and more government spending going on simultaneously. The two actions are opposite and cannot happen together. Twit and twa promises no sacrifice. Conja. I will give huge tax cuts to the very rich and invest more in infrastructure. Twit and twa will never happen. I will give huge tax cuts to the very rich and make health insurance more better, more affordable. What actually did happen? Tax cuts and worse health care plan. Twit and twa. One will never happen, and you guess which one. But Twit and twa promises has worked and fooled a lot of folks over the years. I mean, from the Roman times, literally. If nobody points out the con, folks want to believe there will be no sacrifice needed, which is never the reality. Make sure this look good and not act good administration helps Texas, or we will be in a recession. Mark my words, because the great floods of the 1927 are credited with starting the Great Depression. We don't want a repeat of this history lesson. Let me stop here and get back to what I plan on talking about today. Understand that it is normal for politicians to want to take care of the people and businesses in your city, county, and district. Most folks ran to do good for the community, and that includes the business community. But there comes a time when you are going to be asked to do something that will be a benefit only to a certain business concern in your section and will hurt folks in the rest of the country. Lamar is considered a liberal not because he's enlightened view on race. As far as I know, that never happened. Let's be honest, the phrase Southern honor is code for the supremacy of the unconquered and unconquerable Saxon race. The narrow view of white supremacy has been around for a long time. What forced our nation, the federal government, to stand against the Ku Klux Klan and white supremacy was the Cold War, which has occurred just after World War II. Russia was using white supremacy groups as the poster child for what the US actually stood for, to undermine the US in the world. Today, if we do not take down from places of honor, is placing a Confederate hero on in the rotundum of a state capitol. Is that a place of honor? Or in front of a city hall? Is that a place of honor? Or on a county courthouse steps a place of honor? Yeah, absolutely. We will be giving Putin and Russia, but also terrorist groups like ISIS and the Taliban, a real propaganda tool, which will be used to kill our people, our military, and destroy our businesses, bomb, and other terrorist acts, and to grow their terrorist groups. We know this because images like these have been used in the past as recruitment tools. These monuments to Southern heroes were a protest to our federal government anti-discrimination programs and were sitting quietly, unnoticed by most, and there they would have stayed, quite honestly, until the Trump campaign. And the image Trump campaign projected to the white supremacist image to this world because of the 1900s and the 20th century history. Those images are seen across the world a whole lot darker than the ones we see here. Thanks to years by conservatively funded media and the Trump campaign anti-Obama rhetoric has stirred and used these Southern images and philosophy to fan an old fire to gain in the vote. Today we have conservative, bloody shirt waving, just like we had after the Civil War. Today we now must make a choice where we stand either for our national constitution or for sectionless Southern honor. The United States Army is one of the most diverse armies in the world, but our army wasn't always the most diverse. Diversification started during the Truman administration, hit high gear during the Eisenhower administration, to the Nixon administration. The Cold War forced the U.S. federal government to become a more diverse because the Korean War was an international war, UN police action, with some, I believe, 20 or 30 or more countries participating in Korea. Not all of their citizens were lily white. We soon were in Vietnam, again, a non lily white area. We had covert actions in Africa. Are the folks in Africa lily white? How about the war on drugs? Oh, are the folks in South America lily white? No. Our U.S. government had and has operated in a diverse world for the past century. Our armed forces and our diplomatic services and security services operate in a diverse world. Our businesses operate in a diverse world. Our diversity has been a big asset to the U.S. Our image of being an open and diverse and is a very powerful weapon for us against Russia, who has gone after its minority populations. This is the end of part 1 and K. The continuation of Lucius Quintus Cincinnatus Lamar, a most unlikely liberal. If you like what you hear, would you do me a favor and subscribe to my Rory for Us YouTube.com channel? You have a good and blessed day, folks. Bye.